Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yo! Yo, yo, yo! Hello, hello, hello. Wait, I turned down a little bit the volume. Do you hear me good? Is the voice good? Yes, Jojo! Jojo is the track from the weekend, bro. You know, now wait. I like the idea to start the episode doing like a jam, you know? Like a little jam. Okay, wait, I start. Let's go. Hello? Oh, fuck, the camera, bro. It's always happens this, bro. Always happens this. I have to put it like that. Always, eh? Let's go! Yeah. We started this. Let's see if I can put it. Again, this is bad. I have to put always good this, huh? What a shit, bro. We started this with my friend Jojo. But still a lot of work, eh? I love it. Big collab is coming with my friend Jojo. Jojo is Flemish Lion, eh? If you don't know. Yeah, Flemish, let's go. Hello. How are you guys? All good? Me, if I am honest, I am still a little bit destroyed from the weekend, and now I was talking also with END, and he was saying me the same, that he was also tired from the weekend. So today we will have a chill episode. I think that today I talked with some people, and I think we all agree that with the two big old school real artists that are coming today, I think is good that we have Tekno Talks like we had in the past a little bit. Like we talk a little bit about their story, like how things were at the beginning, and well, at the beginning, not at the beginning, but how things were like 10-15 years ago, and what they feel have changed or not. I don't know. We can also leave some space for your questions. We will do this at the end of the stream, and so you can start thinking with some questions if you have for them, or I don't know, if you are curious about something or about some track or about anything, you know. So what do you think? Could be a good plan, no? Was somebody this weekend at the party in San Etienne that we played with Verdure and Bandicoot? Somebody was there from here? Bro, it was amazing, bro. I mean, these guys from T20 Creation and Acid Night Leon. Wow, bro. Wow. What a party, bro. What a party, bro. I mean, the stage that they built, and wow, I mean, real top quality. I was like, wow. It was very sad that this can only be 5 or 6 hours of party. I mean, for this stage, I would leave it 2 days, bro, or 3 days. Bombo! Zadernas, bro. Wow, Zadernas. We had a good party together, bro, this weekend. Crazy. Me, I am still not good, eh? I am starting to be good now, eh? But crazy. I had 2 or 3 days of being dead. Totally dead. It was amazing, bro. It was amazing. We had some moments, you and me. I hope there was no cameras, bro. I hope there was no cameras, bro. Okay, so this what I was saying, that for today's episode, I think that I think it would be a good idea that we make an episode like the old school ones. We make like a friendly talking with the two guests about the roots, about how they started, what made them start making music, what are their inspirations. This is a very curious thing that I would love to ask them. So and also I repeat again for the people that is arriving now, that we will leave some space for your questions, okay, at the end of the stream. The idea is to make a 1 hour 30 stream approx, and we will talk about a little bit their story, and we will talk a little bit about music, about techniques. Yes, bro. It took me 2 or 3 days for recover, bro. Yeah. Bro, I am old, me. In 2 weeks, I make 28 years old. And also I want to show you something. And then we go with the guests, okay? I make a little bit of promotion and spam of one thing, and then we go with the guests. Last thing, huh? Last thing. Okay. I want to show this. Let's go. Big party. 28th of November with Toxic Parties. We make a super huge party, and you all have to come. Okay, let's go. After the party, we make a big after in my home. Okay, let's go. Everyone have to come. We make a project X, bro. Bomboclat. Okay. Let's see. I think I will invite my friends. Okay, so I already told you what you can expect, and you can start thinking about questions if you have for them for when we make the question and answer from the chat. Okay, so if you have questions, you can start thinking them now, and we will make then this. Okay, so okay, let's go. No more blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna say hello here. Hello.
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 For New Year's Eve. Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. I put it there. Let's go. Hello, my friends.
Okay.
Let's go.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Do you too see yourself good? It's all good? You see?
Yes.
Okay, you see yourself
Yeah,
good
yeah.
in the stream and all? Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Good.
Let's go. How are you guys?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's an intense October month,
Yeah.
but really okay. Like everything goes very well, so I'm happy. But a lot of work.
Let's go. And maybe if you want, we can start. Or do you prefer that I call you END and Enko, or you prefer your real name?
As you prefer, to be honest. I never think about this kind of stuff.
Okay. So then I will tell you Enko and END. And you, Enko, bro, how are you?
Yeah, I'm also okay, thank you. I'm fine. Had a nice day. And yeah.
Do I have time to take one beer?
Yes, please go take the beer.
Okay, just a few minutes.
And you, Enko, you want it?
I already have.
Okay. Let's go.
To drink.
Let's go. I remember that we met for the first time, you and me, in Buzz in the Park. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because,
not a long time ago.
Because no, not a long time ago. It's true. I remember that we met there and we were talking for quite some time about things and all and music and all. And I remember that day was the day that I thought, wow, Enko, really, I mean, I already wanted to invite you, but after the talk we had, it was like, wow, I want him to come. So we continue the chat and all. You played this weekend, bro?
Yeah, I play in with Ling Ling together. We play in Bordeaux at Hangar FL.
In Bordeaux?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Okay, yeah. Wait, the voice is hearing weird, no? Wait, tell me, people from the chat now. Enko, can you talk now?
Sorry.
Now it's
I'm
good.
Here.
Do you hear me?
It's good, the voice now.
Yeah.
The what?
Because people in the chat told me that the voice was hearing like a little bit strange, but I think
What?
Now it's good. Nothing. That's it. It's my problem.
Okay.
Perfect. So you were in Bordeaux, in Hangar FL?
I'm going to be.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Okay.
This weekend was free. I was happy.
Okay.
I'm happy that I didn't play this weekend, but yeah.
Yeah. How are you? How are you dealing when it's full weekends of full playing and even 2 days playing in the same weekend and all? Bro, look at me, eh? And me, I am 28 years old, but me, this is a full natural pills for like probiotic shit and things, for being good, because if not,
if I can answer, from my side, I just take care a lot about my sleep.
Okay.
Well, even more when it's like 2 gigs following, like on Friday, for example, and Saturday. I just take really care about my sleep, and actually, I almost don't drink alcohol anymore. Like it's very, very rare, and so I don't have hangover or stuff like this to manage. So it's just about sleeping well and take care about how you eat,
Mhm.
and at the end, time by time, not time by time, but the more the year pass, the more you are used to this type of rhythm of
Mhm.
life. So
Yeah,
I really
totally.
know myself. I mean, I really know myself, and I know what I have to take care about
Mhm.
to be well. But we are always very, 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 very tired when it's like 2 gigs, and it depends also when you play, because if it's 2 gigs and you play like early in the night, it's really different than if you have two closing, for example.
Yeah, totally. That's totally true also.
Yeah,
Because
for me
now
it's the same.
now how many years have you been both of you like with this rhythm?
Wow, like for the entire career we have, like for all the years.
Yeah. All the years, bro.
Oh man, I'm absolutely not able to tell. Like, I don't know. I don't know. You, Nico?
What was the question again?
That
How long we are dealing with this?
yeah, with this rhythm.
Uh, yeah, I think yeah, it's a bit. I don't feel comfortable with it. It's difficult. It's difficult to play 1 or 2 times each weekend and come back and get back in a normal rhythm. But I think it's for me it's yeah it's difficult. But it was difficult at the beginning and it's difficult now. But
Hmm.
maybe I'm now more yeah I drink less alcohol. I drink maybe 1 beer, 2 beers,
Yeah,
not
no, but
more.
I
And
think the question was like how many years since when you started that you have been with this rhythm of playing almost every weekend, like since 2015 or
I don't play every weekend. I don't play every
okay,
weekend.
okay,
Ah,
So I
it was okay. Your question was from yeah, from how many times
yeah,
we are a bit like playing
yeah,
almost every time.
exactly.
Okay. Uh, for me, it's a bit complicated, because basically it started to go like this. I would say in 2017. I would say 16, 17.
Uh-huh.
But the COVID and the pandemic just destroy the the flow. I would say, how, I don't know exactly how to say it, but
Yeah.
the dynamic. Like the COVID just broke the dynamic I was in,
Uh-huh.
and so it took a lot of time to find again a dynamic. Also because during COVID there was a lot of new artists for who it was a great opportunity with stream stuff and stuff on internet, and for me it was not the point. So it took quite a lot of time, but now I'm happy because it's more stable than ever. So it's really cool, actually. But I would say yes, like almost 10 years, I would say,
Uh-huh.
like yeah, 8, 9 years, something like this.
Hmm.
yes, I think for me, I think we joined in the booking agency in 2017,
Yeah.
and since then,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's true. It's something like this. I think you're right.
So, but the start of making music and all of that, it started like also in 2017, approx, or before? Much before,
No.
no?
no.
Mm,
For me, I started. I was now when I was a kid. I was like in a music group when I was 5 or 6 years old. I was like in a. We made like a lot of different. I learned to play a lot of different instruments, and then I was in my children band. I was playing the drums or djembe, like percussions. And I did this until I was 12, and then or 12 and 13, and then I changed to guitar. I played a lot of punk rock and metal. I was a big fan of Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down, and I learned all the riffs and solos from them on the guitar, and yeah, and later I discovered I think breakcore, and over breakcore I discovered techno, and over techno, yeah, I first
Wow.
hard tech and Frenchcore and this stuff, and also this um, um, UK techno, like the Life for Land inspired me a lot, and from Bristol, and yeah, and later I got into when I was like into, well, I think it was like 2006, 2007, I got into techno.
Okay. And it's the first thing you
Yeah.
try to produce? It's the first thing you try to make music, or you try?
Yeah, I think yeah, it was like breakcore and
Okay.
techno.
Super.
And for me, about music, it's very old because I started to make piano when I was 6, and I did it for like 14 years, I think, something like this.
Okay.
And also, I did a lot of percussion. I played in band, and I was a huge fan of death metal, grindcore, black metal, and stuff like this for a long time. And I made the transition between hardcore metal and grindcore and stuff like this to hardcore techno, like with the old epileptic stuff and all the micropoint stuff, where it was in 2005, I think 2006,
Uh-huh.
when also I joined more or less the first sound system I was with, and so I started to produce at the same time, I think. So it was 2005, 2006, and it was mostly speedcore and hardcore stuff.
Oh yeah, really? Speedcore, eh? Really?
Yeah. I have a lot of old track and old sets. Basically, I used to mix hardcore speedcore with just only my tracks, and I think in 2000 and next to that, I started to make like a kind of weird mental techno set at 140. And then one day I discovered the Dutch mental sound with TDK and Acid Anonymous and stuff like this. And this for me was the link. And so I started to make mental music.
Wow. Wow. And then when you two connect?
Uh, the
I think
first,
it
yeah,
was
go.
in 2016 or 2017.
I
I
think
think
yes, because
I was playing, or we I think we are playing it. I think it's somewhere in the south of France. It was at the outdoor location,
yeah, I think it
and
was I don't remember the name, but the
there was a
with the
pool.
boat, yeah, with the
a-
pool and the boat,
Yeah,
it was close to Nîmes. It was close to Nîmes.
yeah,
It was a party made by Redemption. I think it was the name of the crew. And basically, if I'm right, I'm not sure, but I'm not. No, I was about to say a mistake. But yeah, it was them, and we met there for sure the first
yeah.
time.
And it was very funny because I think they were just allowed to make the party until 2
Yes,
a.m.
yes,
And
yes.
and there was also, I think, on the same date there was a oblique defroquet party somewhere around, and so
Yeah,
nobody was there. There were maybe 50 people there. It was, and the location was big, and I think Ling Ling was also there,
yeah.
and I think
And,
Vikai, I'm not sure.
and Acid Patch too.
Acid Patch?
Yeah, he was there at this party.
Oh, really?
The first time we met, and we were talking about this party last weekend, so it's fun to talk about this one now. But yeah, it was quite empty actually. But it was the occasion to meet all of us, so it was really cool.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. So it
And
was like a
Yeah, it was, and
big
then we met the
meeting.
first time. I remember when we were sitting in the car and talk about music production, and
yeah, it was direct connection actually.
yeah, it was really immediately we got connected, and it was like
Yeah,
friendship from the first
yeah, true.
uh
True.
yeah, from the first second.
Yeah, true.
So it's crazy, no? It was like a big meeting of artists. You were all there, and the party was empty.
Yeah, but it
At
it
that
happened.
time, we were not so.
Ah, okay,
I think, yeah, we were not so popular.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. And also it was a time when in the south, when you had a big free party close to where you were, it was sure that your legal party would be empty. Like it was really a lot of massive free party with people from the south were really motivated to this kind of party, so they all went there. So
Uh-huh.
it was a very strong mass movement of people. So it was very complicated, I think, for promoters to do legal party at this time, also because there was so less legal parties than now, and so it was a bit people were a bit less used to go in clubs or in place like this to listen to this music. It
Uh-huh.
was still really uh, associated to free party movement,
Yeah.
so it was difficult to bring people to this kind of place.
I understand. And then when you started with the music, you started with hardware. You started making music with machines or directly Ableton.
No, I didn't have the money for hardware, so I think the first 7 years I was just producing on the computer, and my first hardware I was buying, I bought in 2014, 2015, now 11 years ago. But before that, I was, yeah, producing a 5, 6 years, 7 years just with the computer. And maybe I had a MIDI keyboard, but not no more, and a controller. But
But now you
yeah,
got hardware. No, you
yeah,
produce
yeah.
now.
I start collecting now. Now I like hardware, but and I think it was. Yeah, I think anyway the base of my productions is the software. I like to play with hardware and to get creative with it and have fun with it, and also with modular. Since a few years, I'm into modular, and it's fun, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah, I saw you had some video, no,
mo-
on YouTube, doing some
yeah,
modular.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah, I saw.
yeah.
I saw.
And me, I never had hardware stuff, even if a lot of people ask me, but I never basically because at the beginning I didn't have the money to buy hardware stuff, to be honest. Also because I really didn't know anything about this. Like when I started techno, basically, you have to know that I wasn't able to make the difference between a mix or a live act, and I didn't understood what was the difference, and
Yeah.
I didn't understood the difference between a track and mix. So I was really totally a newbie in, and so I just discovered that there was this DAW which was free in the old Mac. It was a GarageBand, and so I just started to produce on GarageBand, but at this time I even didn't know how to install a VST. I didn't know about what was a sample or what was MIDI stuff. And I was just like, okay, I need to produce because I had my mind blown by the free party I made. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
wow, crazy. I just need to do something. And so it was, I like to just to tell this detail because it's just like it's obviously people before us had even more hardcore dough to produce for sure. Like the more you go in the past, the more it was like really hardcore to produce a proper track. But at this time on GarageBand there was no automation on the device, or at least I didn't know how to do that. And so when you wanted to add an effect, for example, I was just duplicating the track with one dread wet and one totally dry, and moving the faders like this to try to have an evolution in like it was very 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 raw and complicated.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how many changed in so just 10 years. Now
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
complexity of the software now and everything you can do is fucking insane. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got some synths which are totally insane and still are the same for like more than 10 years. I'm thinking about Omnisphere, which I think one of the most advanced and futuristic synth for the time where it was launched. Because basically I think Omnisphere is like more than 10 years, I think, something like this, or
Yeah,
10 years ago.
it's old. Yeah.
And
Omnisphere
at the
2, I
time,
think. Yeah.
what?
I don't know when. I think Omnisphere 2, right? Or
Yeah,
I,
yeah, the
I,
two.
I don't know.
Yes, yes. Because Omnisphere, you already had granular stuff. You had like FM modulation, sample modulation. You have layers. You have like it's just absolutely insane how those guys have made something which is still absolutely on point, and it didn't have moved for like 10 years, I think.
Totally. Now they launched the 3, no? I saw.
Yes,
They
yes.
released the 3.
Yeah, but I didn't went to check yet, but I will for sure. But it will be a loss of social life for
Yeah.
some months, I think.
Yeah. Wow, we have a lot of people in the chat, eh? Let's go. A lot of
But
artists.
yeah, but it's true. It was a very yeah very raw, and I think it was a time when but it's not a question of when we start. I think it should be. I don't know because I cannot talk for everybody, but I think it should not it should it might be the same for everybody when they start. It's the fact that basically you just need to produce.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
when you just feel this need, you don't care about with what you will produce. Actually, you just use what you got, and then you go. And I think
Yeah.
this is the most important point.
Yeah.
Instead to instead
Yeah, I think
to
the music comes from the person. So it comes from your head, from your brain, from your heart, from your emotions, and not from the machines or from the software you're using. So um, the most important thing is the creativity
yeah.
of
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not
I
the
think
machines or the software.
And I think with one point which is really important when you start, because I remember for me, for example, it was a huge part of the learning. It was the fact that because I came from a real instrument, when I switched on computer to make techno music, it was very difficult to me to to realize that I need to learn steps and steps and steps and steps to be able to create a sound, when on a piano you just have to hit one key and actually you have a sound. You know what I mean? Like, so it was how you can use a computer to be the more close to your inspiration, how to avoid this kind of distance between the tool, the computer, the DAW, and your inspiration. How you will, I don't know, how you will set up your synth, how you will uh, find your own workflow on computer to avoid this time, which is sometimes really problematic when you have an idea and you don't achieve to reproduce it on your computer, and you spend hour, and it's very difficult because sometimes you find a new path which is very interesting, but also sometimes you just get lost and you lost your first idea, and it's very frustrating. So I think the most important is really to find your own way to avoid this distance.
Yeah, well said. And it's very cool that now you talk about this, because I wanted also to ask you about this, and we are already talking about it. So it's very cool. And it's about I am very curious to know, like, what were your inspirations back in the days, like 10 or 12 years ago? Like, what what was like, and even if you remember some track, or we can see some video or some artists that you like back in the days, would be super cool. Because if you ask to a lot of artists now, they answer you that the inspirations are you too, and other artists from I don't know, from Cult and other labels. Like, for example, for me it was totally Van der Wees, one of the first ones that made me wanting to start make music. Because for me, I started listening this music back in 2016. And then
Okay.
in 2016 I started listening this music, and I remember I already listened, and I listened like in loop tracks of U2, and it's a question that I always had, like back in 10, 15 years ago, what were the references that or the inspiration, if it was techno or not techno, you know?
Yeah,
Nico first.
I got into mental techno actually from the Technivals in Czech Republic. I think it was in 2012 or 2013. I think it was called Space Picnic or Shut Down the Witch.
Yes, I
And
remember.
these were like big Technivals in Czech Republic. And at that time, most of the nearly all sound systems, most of the sound systems were playing like hard tech and Frenchcore. That was the music which was playing everywhere. And I think at the Dutch sound systems, like on Sick of Silence and Kirivit, and they had the most powerful, especially Kirivit, they had at that time the most powerful sound system, and they played they played also mental techno. And I was okay, what the fuck is this? It was like slower. It was not so fast like the hard tech stuff. It was not 190, 200 BPM. It was like 150, and it deep kicks like in F or E, and it was atmospheric. And I was like, okay, that's something different. And I felt this extreme power of this and energy of this music, and I was like, I was shocked, to be honest. I was like, oh my god. And then I started, okay, man, what is this? I asked people, what is that? Okay, it's mental techno. And then I got home and searched mental techno on Google, and then I find I don't know, but then I started listening to this kind of music, and of course I got influenced by Sick of Silence, by ML, by the Dutch producers ML and Curly, of course, and also Lehu.
Yes,
I really love the acid
ML
core
and
mental mix of Lehu, and Friction Fanatic, of course, and later also Miscato. I think Miscato was ahead of his time.
true, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
And the 25 Dimension and Cyclic Backwash, of course. I think
I am searching
they
here. I
influenced
am
me.
searching here some track from Sick of Silence, but I don't find the SoundCloud.
You have a floating stone, like it's one
The
of his
classic.
most famous. Like it's a 303 floating stone or something like this, I think.
And also, I also have to mention FKY, of course, but
Yeah.
It's this one? Do you see it?
Floating big stones. Yes, that's it.
Okay,
It's a very.
let's put 2 minutes of this.
It's huge classic. You can hear it's the jungle rhythm. Right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because you can feel that a lot of the music that it's coming now, it came from this. You know, it's like you can feel the roots with this.
Yeah. But basically, it's very interesting because I'm planning on some project, but I won't reveal everything now. But actually, I'm doing some research about mental music, like we do, and it's very fun because you really have two big acts, legacy, I would say. Even I don't know if it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah,
word,
yeah.
but
The legacy, of course.
and there is a legacy which comes from Dutch sound for sure, like Nico said, and you also have a French legacy in the mental music, which is very different in the approach, and it's very interesting because I think we just arrived at a moment where there was the meeting of those different style, which was, maybe I'm totally wrong, to be honest. Like maybe I'm totally wrong, but I feel like it was a bit separated before, because when you listen, for example, the old DSP stuff, or some very old French mental tribe, it was very different to the way Dutch artists produce it. Like it's less heavy, it's faster, and it was a bit separated. And then you had some artists which arrived, which started to mix it, and it was very new, I think. And for me, for example, the first influence in about mental music, let's say, because I think Nico and me had different influence about other style of music, but for mental techno, for sure, for me the first, it was old the vinyls from DSP crew. For sure, it was the biggest slap in my face in free party, because I got friends which were from a sound system which was called NSM sound system, and there was the first who accept me and brought me into free parties and to organize stuff together. And then I was with a crew which was called the HP crew from the Insumi collective, and some friends from NSM used to make mixes of only with DSP records. And for me, it was like absolutely insane.
Wow.
And you had also on YouTube some live act recorded on tapes,
Wow.
and which was like live act I used to listen like after every free party, like almost one time a day, because I was absolutely amazed by this live. I hope it's not lost, because last time I searched it on YouTube, I didn't find it. So I really hope it's not lost, because
Wow,
it's,
would be
for me, it's
amazing. Do you think I can find it maybe?
it's a live from Corias. Like I think if you tip like DSP Corias with a K, live act
Like
or
this?
live, maybe you will find. But it was because it was on tapes. You always have, this live are cut in two, because it was the two side of the tapes. So you have 30-minute side one, side A, and 30-minute side B.
Ah, yeah, it's this,
But
no? You see it? It's this, no?
I try, but I don't know, because you have a lot of live act on
Ah, okay,
internet.
okay.
As this one, it's this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's this one. This for me was the most crazy life. Like it's something which is engraved in my heart for every time. And it's fully like it's very insane, because even today I don't find live act like this.
Yeah.
And so I think it was the first. And then there was track like Sensory Overload on Neurotrop 06. Yeah, the track which really blowed my mind. I think because Cyclic Backwash and Misgato and also the guys from Epsilon Autochthon Sound System with their label um, ah Dune Records, with Dune Records, for example, or stuff like this. It came a bit later to me. So I think really the first was Sensory Overload on Neurotrop 6, and the guys from DSP, and obviously also the tracks from the first records of Acid Anonymous.
I want to mention also
This is crazy.
some tracks which influenced me. Maybe Reckless Dimension from Hawks 23.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
love
for
this
sure.
track.
Let
It's
me
it's
search it.
absolutely amazing.
How is the name, bro?
Reckless Dimension, and the artist is Hawks 23, I think. Yeah.
He was a
this
huge
one.
artist at this time,
Yes.
Aux 23. It was really huge.
This
He
track
was
was also
Chinese.
ahead of his time.
Yeah, totally. And he was from Czech Republic. We made a track
Yeah, I
together.
think. Yeah. And from Lehu, I like almost everything, but
Wow.
especially
This kick, bro.
Sunburst. Yeah, the kick is crazy on this one.
Bro.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was a really cool guy, actually. I really liked him.
I never met him, I think.
No, but we chat a lot about music and also because we made a track together. We were on the same record on Yaya 23, and so we had a very good connection. And it was a very deep guy, very interesting and extremely talented. Like his track were just like like
Yeah.
like yeah. Can you put the sensory overload from Neurotrop 06?
Yeah, let me search Neurotrop 6. I don't know if I will find it like this.
No, but it's a sensory overload track.
Can you maybe send me the name and I
It's
can
S.
tell me?
Yeah.
S?
I will SEN.
Like this? Sensorio?
Yeah, SEN sensory ORY. No, sensory R and Y like
Why?
yeah. Wait, I will write, but we won't spend too much time on it. But
Sensorio.
up.
Okay. This one.
I don't know because it's from no, I think it's Neurotrop use because the force down the screen is it's taken from the image was
This one. This one, yes.
yes, I think. Yeah, it's
Is
with
this?
this crazy synth. Yeah, it's with this synth which is all track long, like very haunted synth, and with this kind of jungle beat with acid stuff. It was kind of mix. I was really like, what?
Yeah, really, it's crazy. You can feel that something is getting born here, because you can feel here a mix of styles.
But it's also something very typical from I don't know if sensory overload is from Netherlands, but actually when we used to talk with ML, for example, or and with this label Nico, what is the label from AML already? I don't remember the name. When they used to
With
make
the
also.
owl.
Hmm?
With the owl, right?
Yeah, it's
Dosis
uh,
DB.
yes, Dosis Decibel. On Dosis Decibel, they used to release tracks with those kind of jungle beats on heavy kicks and with very atmospheric stuff
Dosis
around.
Decibel.
So it was very something like very cool mix. And this for sure influenced me a lot because on the first track of Mental Stuff I did, I used to put like jungle and drum and bass loops of rhythmics on huge kick. And I thought it was like, yeah, it's very cool because it was also very simple to do. So
It's this one, no? The one you say? This one?
yeah.
This is
Yeah, for example,
Dosis
it's
Decibel?
this label. Yeah, it's this label.
And this say 1 month ago? No.
I think they continue to produce stuff, but more rarely. But
Wow.
it's very like the first one are really insane. For me, ML and Sam C were also one of the
Uh-huh.
huge influence to me because it was so powerful. It was precisely not violent like hardcore, it was energetic.
Yes.
And
And
it's
yeah,
very different.
yeah, and
Wow.
especially ML with his long pads, atmospheric pads. It's like
Yeah,
more like a mix between ambient and techno,
yeah,
and or
totally.
these heavy hardcore kicks actually and ambient.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for me he is like the typical mental core, like um yeah
From Dutch, from Netherlands,
yeah, the
because
typical Dutch mental core,
yeah,
mental techno artist. Yeah.
because yeah, because for example, in France, it's fun because when you have a look about mental artists, like, and I always come back to DSP because I think they was the most one of the most prolific. Like they record like I don't know how many records, but so much, and some are really huge classic, but you also got some very less known artists, and there was a duo which was for me like absolutely insane because it was really a meeting between the industrial hardcore and the mental music. So it was
Yeah,
very
totally.
intense and not so easy to listen, to be honest. Like it was very like something okay, and at this time the quality of production was not so high like now,
Yeah.
but I mean the quality of mix down, you know, like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah, for
not
sure.
huge,
For sure.
but it was so powerful, and it was live act. Like they made track, but for me track are not the best, but live act were absolutely insane. It's a Centrillium, it's called,
Okay.
and uh, and it's very difficult to find. I don't know now, but for some years it was difficult to find a live act from them on internet. And for me, it was also a huge influence because it was very a meeting between hardcore stuff, but like really like it was old school hardcore, but made in a mental way. So with huge electronic and pads, and the atmosphere was extremely dark and very digital. Like you are taken in a kind of digital madness, you know, and it was for me it was really insane. And you got in France, you had those um, huge difference between artists like Centrium, for example, or DSP, even if they both were in a mental way to produce music, I would say.
Wow, it's super interesting, all of this. It comes all it comes from all this.
Ah, but it's crazy because basically we are talking about a style like mental music, which is for me it's really amazing because it's a style which is there for like I don't know 20 years, I would say, like maybe more, you know, and it never stopped. It was always full of life. Like every you have a lot of new artists on every generation, and you have new labels, and you have new way to think this music, but it's still always very free of codes. For example, you don't have a lot of codes in mental music. Actually, you can almost do what you want, and the scene is growing up step by step, and maybe a bit slower than other scene of in techno music,
Yeah.
but the fact it's very solid because it's still there 20 years after, and I think it will be there for a really long time because it's I think it's a very honest scene and style of music.
Yeah, me, I think I don't have the maximum truth. I don't know, but my impression, my feeling is that lately is it's growing. What do you think?
Yes.
Me, I think in the last 5 years after COVID, like for example, from 2020 to now 2025, I have the impression, for what I see, that our style is growing, and every day it seems there is more people that like this kind of music. Don't you feel this?
Yeah, I think
True.
in Spain it's growing, but I think I'm not sure if it's growing in Czech Republic and Austria.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that it changed also the mental style, which is I feel that the people at the moment at the parties, they want fast sound. They want like 170, 180
Yeah.
BPM mental mix of, I would say it's mix of between mental and hard tech. And um so that's that my yeah. But I don't know. I also don't know 100%.
Yeah, from for what I can say, because obviously I don't have the truth. We it's only from what we
Yeah,
see, like
exactly.
what we can
Yeah, yeah.
say. But I feel like there is different, because basically in France, people which have moved into creating a legal scene around mental music, it's not it's quite old. Like people started to move around this music for almost 10 years, I would say. And for example, in the south, I think we can, and I don't care about stories around this event, like people like or don't like. It's not the point, but the fact is, I think the Totem Mystic Festival in 2016, if I'm right, I think it created something, because it was the first time where you got a huge festival with a curved sound system on the main stage. There was also a trance stage with a huge clear sound wall, but basically the main stage was for the mental techno. And you got on the same lineup, you had Gas Mask, 7M6, Epidemi. Nico, I think you played there, or on the, or you were, yeah, you played there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played there. There was so much like Infra Control played there, if I'm right. There was yeah, maybe Acid Division also, I think. So it was kind of
Ding Ling played there as well.
Ling played there also. So it was kind of huge meeting with a lot of artists from the all the country in Europe or around this scene, and it was never, it had never been done before. So I think this festival created something, at least in the south, but it showed something, like something
No,
was
no,
happening.
I think also this was very important. This was like the first festival who invited mental techno artists
Yeah,
or techno artists and
yeah,
from
yeah,
our
yeah. And so this just to say, like, it's not just yesterday that it started, but what is sure is, for me, it's the difference is when you got like genre like art techno or stuff like this, which are explode, like they explode in 1 or 2 years, it's become absolutely huge and blah blah. It's on mental music, I would say more like it's kind of constant growing for like 10 years, I would say, and even more, but I cannot, like, maybe
but
people would
yeah,
say like it's older, but
but I think the mental music is not, it's maybe it's a little bit difficult or not so easy for people to get into it, which are just discovering techno, because I
Yeah.
think when, for example, when I discovered techno, I was more attracted by the fast techno,
mm,
by the very energetic hard tech and Frenchcore and this kind of more easy listening or
mm,
styles. And later I discovered I was yeah, more open to other music and to mental techno music, and there yeah, I I I I
I
learned to
I'm
love it. And but I think it's not so easy for people who
Yeah.
never listened
Yeah.
to it before,
That's
also
it's totally
techno.
true.
And
So it's like it's more difficult to understand, no? Maybe at the beginning, and it takes a little bit more time, no?
yeah,
if to be honest, I would have been agree with you some years ago, but now I think it's a bit different, because I think this music have evolved, and we have now some artists who achieve to create a music which is still uh, pure mental techno tribe, and how, well, we don't care how we would call it, but basically it's mental techno. But they achieve to do something which is really way more accessible and easy to get in. and without losing any authenticity, I would say. And this is a point which is very changing something, and maybe also because of the explosion of art techno or other style like this, people are more used to violent music, and so it's way more easy for them to go in something which is in fact less violent, because even if we can do very violent music in mental techno, usually it's not the same like punch in your face energy like art techno or hardcore stuff. And so I think now it's more easy for them to get in, and it's also why we see more big legal event, because it's also why we have less difficulties to play, and because it's also why we are evolving even more right now. For me, I think there is a real difference now and before about how mental music is perceived, and I'm absolutely convicted, like I'm sure that now our music just need to be listened to listened by other people. Like I think it's time. Like I'm not saying I want this, but I just say like people are really open to this music.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not so sure. You see the or what I discovered in the last years is that the music become the commercial music in every style is very similar. So it's always about long build-ups and long breaks with long build-ups and vocal samples, and then just short parts with kicks, and then maybe you have 30 seconds or 1 minute the kick, and then there's just the topic is changed, there's a new break, a new melody, a new build up. And yeah, I think it's about this fast dopamine kicks you get from TikTok reels or something like this. I think we talked about it last
Yeah,
time.
yeah, you and me, we talk about this. It was really
Yeah, and
interesting similarity, and it's really
yeah,
true. We live in the era of TikTok, of fast things, of dopamine
yeah,
things.
it's like a drug. It's like a
Yeah.
drug. You get this fast
Yeah,
dopamine kick. So I think a lot of people, or maybe young people, they are not so, they have maybe difficulties to get into listening longer tracks because they get bored of it, or they need this
Yeah.
fast highs and ups, and
Yeah.
so I think I'm not so sure if so many people are joining into or if metal techno will rise so much, because I think the new generation is, I'm not sure if they are so up for it. So but
for me,
yeah,
it's more a question of, because maybe yes, you're right, but I think it's also about how they are open, you know.
yeah,
And for example, when I started, I mean, I was not open. I was like hardcore like this, and for sure. People know from 18 to 20 or stuff like this, they are way more open-minded than us, for what I feel.
yeah,
Actually, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that they are way more open to different genre and different style, and they achieve to go from a party, I don't know, a trance party to a hardcore party to a mental techno party with no difficulties. And before, I from what I felt, it was more like when I was 20, it was like, yeah, I listen hardcore and I don't want to listen trance music and bullshit like this, you know? And so I think maybe we won't have an explosion like art techno, but is it really the point? I'm not sure. But the fact is, like, people can listen both, I would say, you know, because they know that they won't search the same energy, and after a while you can get a bit bored of a style like art techno, where it's always the same dynamic, the same energy. Like it's very you I can really understand people who like it, because obviously it's extremely powerful. You get in a hype, there was all the crowd moving with you, and it's extremely well done, actually, like we cannot deny it. But I think maybe to have somewhere else a different type of energy, something a bit more introspective, but also you dance, and something which is a bit different each time you go to listen, can have its place too.
Yeah, this is
yes,
true.
yeah,
This is true. Yeah, 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 yeah. Totally. No, I am sure that this that you say it have total sense. I am sure there should be people that come from the more hard techno world that in some time that they have been listening and partying with this style, they start to be more introspective. They want to hear new things, and maybe they discovered our style and they hug it. You know, like they feel that they found something different, and this is true. I am sure this is also happening, but it's also very interesting the reflection that we were doing with Nico in the last time that we meet in real life. That it's very interesting that we live now in
Yeah,
a.
I think that's especially in the commercial music scene.
Mhm.
I think it's you see it in psytrance, in techno, and in techno as well. So if I would say uh, when the music gets more commercial, you have also more this dynamics of long breaks, short parts of kicks, fast changing melodies,
Yeah,
um, uh, fast changing parts, and so to get people always to give the people always this high dopamine kicks,
yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, because
I
this
think
also
that's
No,
also happens in drum and bass and dubstep.
yeah, sure,
Yeah,
in
totally.
everywhere in.
Yeah.
that's true. But I
And I
think,
think it's actually, yeah, it's sad because it's like McDonald's music, it's fast food.
no,
Yeah,
but I think
totally.
it's I think we I would say, because I think we have to be very careful about how we approach, specifically, I would say, the new art techno trend and stuff like this, because it's, I would say, it would be a mistake to judge it too fast, I would say, because there is the question of the industry and the question of influencers, which become DJ and stuff like this and blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
And there is a question about the music, like in itself, and basically the music for me is not so far from hardcore stuff. Basically, it's not so far from hardcore, because you got the same kind of kicks, and we I think we talked before about this, like the fact, for example, for me, the rumble kicks you can have in art techno. Basically, you got this kind of rumble kicks on some really old Elfish and DJ producer, and the old English hardcore stuff. You already had this kind of rumble kicks. Now you have this trend with hip hop mixed with art techno, and basically the English did that also like years ago, and so I'm always very like I always take care to not make the confusion between my taste, which could have changed, and to have a judgment on a style, And even if there is this construction of commercial music, I think it's not the whole art techno which is like this, and I'm sure you
Of course
have
not, of course not.
you have a very authentic artist, and this is what count, like this is what does
Yes,
matter, because about the industry stuff and the TikTok art techno, I think it's just even if it's a
but
bit
I
sad.
just because I just told you that because I played on a lot of parties where I'm playing. There's also DJs who playing this kind of music,
Yeah,
so I think it's affecting our scene and affecting our parties, and yeah, so I hear it also on the parties where I'm playing, and yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
but
sad actually.
yeah, but it's cool to continue to propose our music, even if it's,
Yes, yes, of
you
course, it's maybe more, yeah,
yeah, it's a bit a challenge, but it's very interesting, because we could you could have two way to approach it, like okay, it's a bit sad because it's getting difficult to take people's attention, for example, for a set when it's not, like as you said, like dopamine kicks and stuff like this, or we can approach it like it's cool to make people discover our music, even if they are not used to that, and
that's
this
true, yeah.
and this approach for me reminds when I used to make speedcore, and when I was like, okay, if two people like it, I win. Like because you know
But
what you are proposing,
I
you
would
know.
I
But
just imagine when I'm at the party and I go to listen to IND, for example, and I listen to your set, and after you there is someone playing this kind of music, I would think, oh my God, what is this, and and
Yeah.
yeah,
leave.
but we will see also how it evolved, because the I think one of the strength of our music is the fact that it can take any shape, and this is very interesting, I think, because even our techno is very full of codes, like you said, with breaks and build-ups and stuff like this.
Mhm.
And actually, mental techno can be can move slightly close to mental hardcore. We can go very hard, or we can go very fast, but we can
Or we
also
can
go,
go to ambient,
yeah, we
Yeah.
can go very
nearly
low.
ambient, like
Yeah,
Niscato is doing, and
and I think it's a huge strength in our music, because, for example, when we do live act, or for long set, for example, I would say like 2 hours at least, or stuff like this, we can really bring people somewhere, you know, like,
yeah,
and it's interesting sometimes to not give them directly the energies they are waiting for, but just giving a little bit, and being a little bit like, okay, trust me, follow me, and you will see, like, you will
yeah.
have your dopamine and power dose in a bit.
Yeah, for sure. There is here people in the chat. People is interacting in the chat. Crazy. Do you see the chat? Can you see the chat and read it
Yeah,
also?
No,
it,
I don't see it.
small.
No.
It's too
It's
small. It's too
it's
small.
I think that
very
if not, you can open on another internet the Twitch. And so if you put on Twitch, you put Twitch Moldetech on Google, and you can see the stream, and you can see the chat and what people is saying and all.
I will try it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is someone saying Creeden is saying that at hard techno parties he mostly feel like there is less storytelling, and that the DJ sets are often 90-100% energy, and that
Yeah, that's true.
there are only rarely long melodic and rhythm breakdowns. Yeah, it's true also, for
Yeah, it's
sure.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of the big points with art techno, and it's always a matter of melodies, because it's melodies bring emotion, I think, as atmosphere, but melody is really like a lead melody can be really like the emotion you want to share with people, and sometimes um, it means to not being shy when you play. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't dare to launch big melodies, it's like, okay, I show you a bit of my emotion, but we will stay in my comfort zone. If it maybe it's not well said, but it's something like this, like, because it's easy basically to stay in a high energy stuff, and to being always like pushing forward, but to bring more nuances, to be more thin about the emotion you share, and how you create the flow of your set.
Yeah.
It ask more, but the result is, I think, stronger, because it's always about paradox. If you just put energy for 1 hour, you don't have nuances, and at the end it's always the same. If you have moment where it's more quiet or more calm, the moment where when it goes violent again, it's even more strong. So it's more, I think techno is about paradox and contrast.
Totally. Okay, let's go. Good topic, eh? This a good topic, eh? I think that
Yeah,
if you want, we can continue to the next one that we said.
yeah.
If you want, we could talk a little bit, if you want, about the more personal world of producing, about making music, and we could, for example, talk about. I think that we could talk a little bit about if you want to share what process do you follow when you have to start a track, or when you or for example, we can talk about machines, like some machine that you love, or some software that you love, like we talked about Omnisphere before. And also, I thought if you won and you have something, maybe we can also listen something that you are cooking. If you have something, if you want.
Yes. No, right now?
Maybe later, like once we already talk and all, maybe later we can hear some. If you have, I just thought about this. I didn't told you this
Yeah.
before. I told you now for surprise.
No, but yes, with pleasure.
Yeah.
But
And
it's a bit.
and also thank you everyone that is interacting a lot in the chat about what we are talking. Sorry that we cannot read loud all what you're saying, but we
Maybe
are.
we're doing later a Q&A,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I think
Where we can-
yeah, I think for finishing we can do like 20 minutes of questions from you from the chat,
Yes,
and we can answer here some of the questions.
it's okay for me.
So okay, me there is some question that I love to do, and it's for my own curious mind, and it's I love to ask when you have to start a track, what do you do first? Like, okay, what is it that when you start you say, okay, I want to start something, you start for ambience, or you start for percussion, you start for kick, you just try things and you see what will happen, or you already have an idea what is going on?
I try now to, when I start something new, it depends. Sometimes I take a hardware gear and I try to discover something new, or just to discover my, if I just bought a new model, for example, I try to figure it out, and then maybe a track is I start a track with it, with this idea. But now I really try to go to the studio with an already have an idea in my head. So I really try to think about production, or how can I create this and that, and then I go to the studio and try to make it. So
Uh-huh.
I try always to have an idea before I start something, and
Super.
not go to the studio and just try something. Yeah, I do it with when I have something new to discover it, but most of the time I really try to have something already in my head.
And me, it's a bit more random, because for a long time I used to like Nico said, late. It was the fact to have almost a whole story in my head, or at least I wanted to create a scene, like I don't know, like yeah, we are outdoor, it's raining, and someone walk, and so I wanted to create the sound of people walking, and so how I can bring the kicks, and then it starts. But couple of time it's experimenting about sound, but mostly pads or atmosphere. Like it's very, like I almost never start with a kick, because for me the kick need to fit with the atmosphere and with the topic of the track. So to start with a kick without knowing what you will do after that, it's for me it doesn't make a lot of sense, you know.
Yeah, totally.
But sometimes it can be happy accident, like you are just jamming and you hear something and you are like, oh, this is really cool, so I will save it. And sometimes it's because I heard something about sound design or stuff like this in a movie, in a movie a movie soundtrack, for example, and I'm like, okay, this is very interesting, and so I will try to extract something from this and see where it will bring me.
Me, I do the same. I do exactly the same. I get I leave all the I start working with all the atmosphere and the pads and everything, and I let this to impregnate me, like to inspire me to know where I am going with this, and then I know much better how I want to do the kick and all of that, and the percussions.
Yeah, and I will just add quickly, couple of time, one thing which is very common for me, it's more about the feeling, like for example, I want to try something which would sound really intimate, Like, and for example, for me, it will mean like I will try something without any reverb, for example, because I want all the sound close to me and to have something very, very, yeah, intimate, like inside of you. Or I want to have a huge space, and the feeling when you are alone in a huge space, like it can be this kind of feelings,
Yeah, that's super
like
interesting, eh? Super interesting this.
for me it's really about, yeah, about where you are, where you want the listener to be when he listen your track.
Hmm.
Like, does he will feel comfortable, does he will feel full of energy or whatever. But it doesn't mean I think about the listener when I start, but it's like me when I want to be in this track, like what is the global feelings.
Hmm. There is here someone in the chat that asked to you too if you use the Sherman.
No,
Famous
not me,
Sherman.
not me,
I have
never.
it, and I used it, but recently not so much. So yeah, I like it, but I don't use it so much, to be honest.
Hmm.
I think since a year I didn't use it.
Yeah, for
I
me it
didn't
was
use it.
too raw, I would say. Like I prefer stuff which are more precise and more thin, like,
Hmm.
even if it's about
Actually,
even if
I
it's
think it, yeah,
about
it actually doesn't matter which gear, if you use a Sherman or if you use another filter, or like the T resonator, or like there are a lot of different types of distortions and filters. It always, yeah, it comes from the music, comes not from the machine, it actually comes from you and from your heart, from your soul, from your creativity. So I think the most important, what I like to do, or when I want to make a track special, I, there are I like to listen to my own music, not to every, of course there are tracks I don't like so much, but there are really a lot of tracks I really like and I really like to listen.
Hmm.
I made myself, and I think if you have a story in your head already, or if you are a certain emotion and you try to put it into this track, then you have a special connection to
yeah,
to
this
this
is
For
true.
track,
sure.
and
It's true.
then you this track, you have a good feeling with it, and people are people are realizing this, and people are they yeah they that you put that they put you this special feeling into this track. And I some I remember once there came someone came to me and told me, yeah, I really feel the emotion you put in this track, and it's so special. And I was like, okay, wow, it's like a language, somehow, you know, you put
Yeah.
Yeah,
emotions into frequencies, actually, and then people receiving it, and if they get into the same feeling you had when you were producing this track. I think that's the thing, that's the story. And if you achieve that, you made a great piece of music.
Totally.
And so I try also, if I have a lot of unreleased music, and I put a lot of unreleased tracks on SoundCloud, and then I listen to it, okay, and then I try to, okay, which kind of emotions or which kind of topic I can shape this track, or what yeah, what does it need to become more special, or can I. And then I also try to sometimes to make the track similar to the to that fit the track name, should fit to the emotion of the track, and maybe also to the artwork. And if the artwork and the name of the track and the sound of the track, if everything fits together, it's also, I think, easier for the people to read it and to receive this
Hmm.
emotion. And I think,
yeah,
yeah, that's the most important thing in producing tracks, good music, but in every style and every music. I think that's very
yeah.
important.
I will add uh, two things. Like, for me, for years, I used to tell myself that my aim is is to achieve to translate my emotion into music, but to keep it understandable by people. Like it's how I will achieve to be the most honest and authentic about what I feel, but still keeping in mind I would like people to be able to understand it, and knowing that maybe they will understand something totally different, which is the magic of music sometimes, because they will feel your emotion, but they will interpret it in a totally different way. And for example, sometime I receive a message from people who explain me like with the text, a long text, what they felt. And one day I found it was fun to share a story, for example, on Instagram, where I told people like, hey, send me a message of what you felt on those track, on those track. And it was very interesting because basically people always receive it differently, but the fact is they understand what you wanted to share. So it's very magic, and I think it's important to find this balance where you feel like you stay authentic and honest about how you want your music to sound, and think that it's cool if it's made in a way where people can understand it and receive it, you know. And
Totally. You are speaking in the language of facts. This is the language of facts, bro. I tell you.
yeah. And quickly, the second thing I wanted to add is the fact about when Nico said about gears or stuff like this. I would say it's true that we don't care about with what gear music is made, because it's not the point. But I think it's important years after years to work on your comprehension and your understanding about what gear or what thing do what on your music. I mean, to understand, for example, because we were talking about shaman or distortion or stuff like this, to understand step by step which kind of distortion do what kind of effect on your music, why you have like 10 different type of distortion basically, and now with digital you have way more. But you know, like to just understand a little bit about techniques, about what do what to your music, because you will be more able to choose wisely, and the technique become um, a supplier. No, it's a technique under your inspiration. Like you can use the technique to feed and to express your inspiration, and not get lost in all the different type of gears and of effect, of EQ, of compressor, or stuff like this. The more you know about it, the more you are able to choose wisely to have the result you wanted about emotion.
Totally. Yes, totally. I think that is a very common thing that a lot of artists, when they start making music, they are very focused on knowing what machine they have to use and what gear they have to buy and all. And at the end, it's
And I
true
think
that.
that's actually normal. I also wanted to know which gear did this guy use or this guy to produce that and that. I think it's kind of normal, but actually it doesn't matter so much.
Yeah,
It's not important in the end.
totally.
But it can inspire you, of course. So if you have an idol, or if you like the music of someone, and then you discovered or you learned, okay, this track was made with this kind of, with this hardware or with this software synth, or can get inspired, of course. And or it gives you motivation to learn this tool, to learn this equipment. So
That's
that's
true.
also a good
Yeah,
thing.
there is
Yeah.
a super good comment here in the chat that say the best. Wait, the best can come out when you've got nothing, when you got almost nothing to work with. This is totally true. Totally true.
No, when you got nothing to what?
Nothing to work with.
Yeah, but yes,
I'm
yes,
not
yes. But
sure. No.
it's
But
always, because it's a huge topic in art. It's about the
yeah.
contrainte. Come on, I don't know the word in English. The limits, I would say. Like it's always about, do you produce better when you got limits, or is it easier when you can do everything? I'm not sure that it. I think it depends of people, because it's true some people are way more stimulated when they have limits it can be limits of time or limit of gears or stuff like this. But other people really don't like it, or at least it's not getting them more stimulated. For example, me, I don't feel better when I got limits, or I don't think I was more creative when I had only GarageBand as a demo. Like I think it depends of people, to be honest.
Totally.
You can also limit yourself. For example, if you say, okay, I only use this synth or this sample or this kind of uh, samples, this sample pack or this, for creating a track. So you
Yeah,
can
true.
also limit yourself in if even if you have a lot of possibilities. And
But it's true that you don't need so much once you have found the tools you like and you know how to use.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true.
I think, yeah, this is totally true. Yeah, because sometimes I also feel that I met a lot of different people with these years, and I met people that they was very 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 much focused on all the machines they need, all the plugins they have to buy, and all what they feel they need for sounding good or for make good sounds. And then I met maybe a super great artist using only the Ableton stock plugins. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that
for sure. But
sometimes you really don't need that much as we maybe think at the beginning.
and actually, for if we are talking about the I would say recent plugins, but like we said, like Omnisphere is really old. But for example, uh, you can really, for real, you can spend, I think, 10 years using Omnisphere, and maybe after 10 years you will be able to say like, okay, I really 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 know and went to the borders of this plugin. But basically, to really know perfectly how to use a strong plugin like a synth, like a strong synth, you can spend like years on it. Like actually, I add some synth to the plug I used to use to produce like 1 or 2 years ago. But for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I used to have like 3 synths, I think 3 or 4 synths, not way more.
Crazy.
Like and about the kicks is the same. Like you really don't need a lot of tools if you are tools which are really able to have a large panel of use. You can spend years, and I think it's more productive to spend years on one plugin and really know how it works, instead to change and to try tons of plugins and get a bit lost, and maybe you won't learn so much.
Totally. Totally right. Okay, and do you think you have something we can hear?
I just see a comment in the chat, so I will answer
Yeah.
because
What they
because
say?
they say they ask if Nico and me use Serum synth. And I will say no, never. I never use Serum, and I'm not really interested in this plug because I think the plugins. Alors, I didn't try the last version actually, so I think they have made major improvement in the last version. So maybe it's really cool. But for the old one, for me, it was not the same level of sound quality and possibilities like you can have in a Faceplant or in the UHE plugins. Like a Zebra and Diva and Basil for semi-modular plugs. And actually, these are the 3 or 4 synths I will ever need. Maybe like yeah, Zebra 2, Basil, and the Faceplant 2 are just you can do what you want, and the quality of sound is very good.
Faceplant is totally crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, but sometimes it miss a little bit of flow. Like when I want something a bit more lively and unpredictable, I prefer to go on the semi-modular Basil. And about quality of sound, Basil, Zebra, and Diva are really like absolutely top end synthesizer, I think.
Totally.
I like Serum. I tried the old version and not the new one. I don't know. But I think it's a very good, very good, and also very good sounding plugin. So I don't agree with you, Joe, about. I think it's Serum is a top
For me,
plugin. So
it was the behavior of the pitch oscillator. When you listen carefully, you can hear some steps, and for example, because it's not the same sound engine like UE use in their synth. And when you go in UE and listen how the pitch oscillator move, it's way more fluid and way more uh, uh, close to analog stuff. But it's really because they use very specific engine in UHE synth. And I don't say Serum.
I like the workflow with Serum, but actually I don't use it a lot, and I don't use it. Yeah, but I think it's I tried it, but I think it's a very good plugin. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Me-
Me too. Me too. But it just I don't use it.
Me, I have a very concrete question for you, Nico, Enko,
Yes.
and it's how you did this sound. Wait.
Secret revealed.
Yeah, wait. I want to know how you did when the kick starts here. There is a sound with the kick that goes like wow, 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 like super organic texture. This one. Wait. All this.
I think that's that's I made this kick with analog 4, with the Electron
Yeah.
analog 4 synthesizer. Yeah,
And
it's I think I chose it's a kick preset, and then I modulate the kick preset, and I put the automation on it, and yeah, I did it like this.
wow.
But I think that it's difficult. The analog 4, the kick sounds not so fat like from the analog rhythm.
Okay.
So I worked a lot on it on Ableton to make the kick sounding really loud and fat. So it needed compression and EQing, and
Yeah.
I think I also put distortions on it afterwards. But it was made with analog 4. Yeah.
Crazy. Remember that I told you, no, that I have a tattoo with this sentence, eh? I have
Yeah,
I have a tattoo in my leg
Nice.
that it says deep inside, you know. Imagine. This track was crazy, bro, when you released it.
Yes.
I love it. I love that wow, wow, wow.
I think it might be filters on distortion, but you know filters which are in the distortion maybe now.
Yeah.
Nico?
I don't remember everything, so but I think I think I made this with the analog 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And with the
Yeah.
distortions inside.
It's
and,
normal. It's normal
Yeah,
that you don't remember. It's 6
because
years.
when you got those distortion where they got filters before the distortion, like
Yeah,
you can have those kind of modulation inside the distortion, which can create different high. You know, your kick is more or less high, but it's the same note, and it's just because it's not the same part of the spectrum which is distorted.
yeah.
And so it's very interesting because when you got distortion, when you can choose which kind of filter which is put before the distortion, you can really have different flavor, and it becomes really creative instead of just a filter about frequency.
Sure, yeah. You get this overtones and stuff.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Okay, if you wanna, we can let some space for the people. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
We can leave some space if people have questions. We can leave now 15, 20 minutes, something like that, and then we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, we have the first. It say, Enko, how do you get your pitch changing sticks like the ones you had in Caress of Darkness?
Sticks or kicks?
Sticks? Yeah, what do you mean with sticks? Sticks, maybe it's hi-hats? I don't know.
Sticks or sticks?
Percussion, like if it's wood sticks.
I don't know pitch changing sticks.
Me
I
neither,
don't
bro.
know.
Me neither. Me neither.
I don't have sticks.
Wait, I go for a beer. I go for a beer. If you wanna go, me,
Okay,
I
me
go.
too.
Yeah,
Me
me,
too. I go
I
to
go.
the
I go.
toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
I take a glass of wine. I read the chat a little bit.
I have some friends that are telling me that the stream don't look fluid, that the stream
Okay.
don't look good. People in the chat, how do you see the stream? Does it look good or no?
For me, it's good, huh?
It's perfect. It's good. It's good. Okay. 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 Then it's my friends that they are using a shit TV. Okay. Okay. All good. All good. All good. Perfect. Nice. Nice.
I
Nice.
saw a question. There was a question. Because I tried to see the question, and there was someone who asked about how we make collabs with Nico, for example, on the track After the Storm. And so I would wait Nico, but I can start to answer if it's okay.
Yeah, I think you can start to answer. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
But basically, it was really it was really something crazy with Nico, because I think it was after we made the first Versus live act at Element Mountain Festival in 2018,
Wow.
which was totally unexpected. It was totally unexpected. It was in the morning, replacing another artist, and so we discovered that our music matched really well, and we already know that we are really friends, and we discovered that our music matched really well, and so we decided to make this collab, and so I think I just made something, like empty, like some atmosphere. Maybe, yeah, for After the Storm, it was atmosphere, I think. I sent to Nico, and Nico, I think we didn't made more than 2 send and back, Like I remember, for me, it was very quick. Nico, the question was about how we made our collabs, like After the Storm track.
After the Storm was it was difficult because you lost the project, and then I think I finished it, and actually you worked on it afterwards again, but you lost it somehow. And then I think you sent it to me, and I actually finished the track with the
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember about the process where I was working on it, but I don't remember exactly what I did, for example, or what you sent me. It's difficult for me to answer about this one. And for the other one, yeah, I remember I sent you some patterns of broken beat kicks, and then you created the 4/4 kick
Yeah,
on the other
it's a
one.
long time ago. I think 9 years we
7
started
or
this,
8
so
years.
Wow. Crazy. So
Maybe
but
something,
I
but
think
maybe
now I know this guy who was asking about the sticks. I think it's actually I know I think it's the kicks are not pitched. It's the kicks in my track Carriers of Darkness. It's like I have a main kick, and beside that I copied that kick, so I have a second channel with the same kick, but I cut the low put a low cut on it, and then I made another sequence with this kick. So I got this rhythm, ba-ba-ram, bam, ba-ba-ram, ba-bam, bam. I put a delay on it, and I think in Ableton Live you have this overdrive plugin, and with this overdrive you have also a kind of filter. You have a filter on it, and I automated this filter, and then I put this into a delay, and then I got this groove, and it's the kicks are not pitched. It's just the filter who is filtering out high sounds and deeper sounds at mids, and then it's like this. But the kick always stays. I think it's in E. So in it's always in E. So
it's what I said about the fact that when you move the filter on a distortion, you don't need to change the notes. It's just, but you will have a feeling of high and low, but it's just about frequency.
Yeah, exactly.
Super interesting, broskis. There is someone asking you in French, IND, if you, I am not sure if I translate good, if you listen Tribe from time to time.
Yes, from time. To be honest, I don't listen a lot of techno at home because I listen it all every weekend, I would say.
Yeah.
But I always loved Tribe for sure, and I think right now for hearing him live, one of my favorite would be Uzi.
Yeah, nice.
I think because it's for me is really like he brought the legacy of FQI further while keeping a pure pumping tribe style, but with kind of very actual sound and stuff. And for me, it's really like crazy. It's crazy artist. And I think it's one of my favorites in Tribe. Like, but I really like it because for me it's really, I like it because sometimes I really don't understand how it's done.
That's
Like
super
all
cool.
those different loops and groove, and I'm like, wow, how they achieve to think about all those different rhythmics which make a question and answer, and so I'm a bit fascinated by this style when I listen to it, but I really love it, to be honest.
Yeah, me, I heard this weekend Bolini Verdi, you know?
Yes.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
super cool. I love it also. I never listened it the live set, and I love it.
Yeah, it's a very well, it's a very good artist too.
There is someone here asking how do you keep improving your sound and finding new sonorities?
Wow, huge question.
Yeah, maybe we can try to reply.
I think you always get influenced by other artists who are making music at the so you, because you listen to other artists, you get influenced by them. You hear a sound, oh, okay, how is this guy making this sound? And you try to also to recreate it or get inspiration from somewhere else to bring something totally different into your sound. So I think it's always, I think that's also I have actually music producing is coolest thing in the world for me. So I really love to make music and to do this. So that's the and I always try to keep this motivation. And I think if you always are searching and seeking for new sounds and get new inspiration and get new energy and creativity, you are always improving yourself, and it comes automatically. So I try to I must say I do a lot. I also produce a lot of IDM and ambient and sometimes breakcore and a lot of slow techno stuff. I'm working actually now on a like 130 BPM techno EP. So and also 120 BPM slow mental tracks. I have a lot. So I think it's always important to keep yourself motivated and to always seeking new sounds and yeah, I think that's that you if you keep this energy, you are improving yourself automatically
Totally.
all the time.
Yeah, I think that with this that you say, it's also important for replying for the question. I think it's important to know what you want to tell to the people, no? Like what you want to explain, what you want to express, and with this, then all the other things come later, no? When you know what you want to express and when you have like an idea about what you want to show to the people, then all the things come after, no? I
Yes,
think.
but I would say it's important also to challenge yourself technically, because it's really always, for me it's really something extremely important to achieve, to not being the slave of your gears or of your plugins. It's really important for them to stay tools, and for this you have to work a lot to be able at the maximum possible, I would say, but we always learn. So this, for example, is something which keep at least me very stimulated. It's always the fact that there is obviously always stuff I don't know how to do. And so it's very, very, very stimulating to ask yourself, okay, I want to reach this point of precision, for example, in space, in the space in the track. So how can I achieve this, for example, or to understand that okay, I need this effect, I will choose this tool, but it's always listening other artists, as you say, Nico. For example, the fact to play almost every weekend and to listen other artists is very inspiring because they all have their own personality and their own vision. So it's very stimulating to hear people. And I think because for me, I just passed like 1 year and a half, which was extremely complicated about inspiration and about this precise question about how you improve your music and how you continue to move forward. And for me, it was extremely complicated because I felt that I arrived at the end of my inspiration into mental music. And so the fact, like Nico said, to produce other style or to get interested in other way to produce music for other purpose. For example, like me, I work also as a sound designer and music maker for mapping shows. And so it asked me to get so far from techno music. So each time I come back to techno music, I bring some part of this experience with me, and it's very, very interesting and useful because it's get new lights on your music. So it's very, yeah. But it's also very important to, because for example me, I wasn't able to produce other style for like 10 years, like I think for 15 years, something like this. For me it was impossible to try to produce another style of techno because I felt that I have kind of, okay, I want to go there, like this point, I want to achieve this kind of utopia about for example, for a long time it was a question of mixing industrial and organic sound, like for 10 years, and I remember one day I made a track and I finished it, and I had the feeling like, okay, I think this cycle he found his hand, like, okay, now it's done, I can move to another cycle. So it's important to not get lost also, I think, to improve, because it will be difficult, it will ask you kind of discipline about, okay, what I want to express, but it will ask you to go forward and deeper about what you want to tell in your music. And I think this is very important, to not get lost in multiple paths.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I think we will make two more questions. We have a question here that already has been answered with the other one, so we can go forward. There is here someone saying something beautiful, Say, no question, but Joe, you are the artist who made me feel the most emotions in front of speakers, so thank you. Let's
Thank
go.
you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, this is a beautiful. Wait, I made something here.
Thanks a lot.
It's also a beautiful
That's
thing
great.
of Tekno Talks that people can directly give you a beautiful message. That is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool, this.
Uh,
I think Nico and me feel we all feel extremely grateful to all the people who send message and to share with us like
hmm,
their feelings and stuff. It's just impossible. It was impossible to imagine when we start. You know, it's just insane, and it will be insane forever. You know,
totally,
so
totally,
it's
totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me too, one of the best feelings is when someone come to you at a party or somewhere and they tell you, "Oh, your music helped me a lot in this period of my life" or something. This is wow. Has no words for this, honestly.
very true.
Um, there is someone here asking you, for you, what are the musical and technical differences between tribe, and mental techno? Mm. It's a complex question. This also, no.
I would say, for me, I don't know. It's for personal. For me, tribe is this typical FQY style. So yeah, and I would say like mental tribe. I would say it's like Silver Touch from FQY, for example. And if it's more like not the heavy kicks, it's like mental techno, but not the heavy kicks. And this mental techno is more with heavy kicks and heavy atmosphere, and not so much, not so groovy maybe. And but it's there are so much crossovers, and
Yeah, exactly.
so it's you can't draw a
Yeah,
line. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I mostly agree with both of you. Like it's maybe a question of BPM, maybe, and also yeah about the what kick is used, but that's why I like to say just mental techno with a K because it can englobe mental tribe if it's a bit faster or more pumpy, or mental core if it get more heavy, or mental techno if it get a bit slower. But it's more about the fact that you make people dance while they are traveling in their mind and connecting.
Totally. And we have Jojo. You know Jojo, Flemish Lion. You know.
Yes, of course.
He is asking you, what do you think about the higher number of live versus recently asked by crews or made by artists? But because this is true, I feel that in the last 2 years that has been a full increase of versus live sets.
Yeah,
What do you feel about this?
Nico.
that more people are playing together.
Yeah, that lately, for the last maybe 2 3 years, there has been an increase of versus live set, no?
Yeah, I played now with three other guys,
Yeah.
with Choco, Barek, and Infra Control for the first time. I played before as well with some other guys, but in another context. But yes, I think it's yeah. I think I don't actually know, because I just played one time on a big gig with three other guys, but we had one extra day to prepare everything to play, and they rent us a Airbnb, and we try everything out, and then played the night before. And so, and I think if you have these conditions, it can be really cool. But sometimes it's difficult on the stage to communicate, because it's loud, and that's sometimes a bit difficult. But actually, yeah, if you don't have this, I think I would not do it if I don't have this time to prepare everything, and to see if everything fits, and to communicate, because you need to find agreement, which key you are playing, and who is putting which elements. Because if you 4 or 5 people playing together, it's so easy that the sound gets overloaded, because if everybody puts just
Yeah.
one sound, it's immediately full.
Yeah, true.
So you have really to be careful, and really have to put yourself also sometimes back. And so I think it's actually difficult. It can be, it can work, and it can be very cool and special, if you're flowing. And but actually, I think, yeah, it's I just played one time, but I'm looking forward to do it more often. And yeah,
For me, I will answer really quickly because basically it's a simple question, but we can have a very deep way to answer to it because it's related to a lot of different notion, and it's also related to some notion of industry because it's also this kind of research because it's not all promoters, but for sure some are, and it's the same in all style of techno. Actually, it's not only about mental techno. You have the same with all the B2B with DJs and stuff like this. It's the constant research of the hype and of something new and special and unexpected and blah blah. And I think when it's done in this way, it's pure bullshit because it's only commercial advertisement.
yes,
It's not about what does it mean real in music. And it's also a huge mistake of promoters which think one cool music plus one cool music will always create one music cool square.
Yeah.
And it's not true. Sometimes you have one cool music and one super cool music, and both won't create something even better. And so I think when it's about commercial hype and stuff like this, sometimes it doesn't make sense, and sometimes it's even not respectful for both artists because it's thinking that they are like Lego and you can plug every artist with other artists and it will be okay. But on the other hand, sometime when it's made because promoters have thought like, yeah, I think like they know, like they feel something like, yeah, it could be really cool, and when it's brought to the artist with kindness and with something like, would you be okay to try this? It can
or
create
if
a really
just ask, because I really I enjoy to play with IND, with Ling, with Van der Wiese. So we played a lot of times together. So if you yeah, playing with one person, you already know, and you, if it fits, and then it's I really like it. I
yeah.
prefer it actually sometimes.
Yeah, yes, that's why I said if it's done with authenticity, with a true thought about this, it can create crazy moment, and it can be really really great. And because it also, this question is also related to the topic of the isolation of artists in techno, because the fact is when you are in a band, you produce with other people. When you are a techno guy, you produce alone in your studio, and sometimes this loneliness can be really heavy.
Yeah.
And the fact to have the opportunity to play again with people, to find this live communication and stuff like this, it can create really magic moments actually.
I agree. I agree. This is something I also discovered doing versus, that I enjoy a lot playing alone, but there are some versus that I finish the versus and I say like, bro, what the fuck? It was totally amazing, like
Yeah,
that you really connect
yeah,
and the music also connect, and boh,
yeah,
it's
it's insane. I used to play with Rataxes, which is really my brother, for years, and we never planned anything. It was always full improvisation, and each time it was first because we were friends, and it was crazy moment when you really share something, and it's not a big deal if you got mistake, or if something is not absolutely perfect, but it's not the topic. It's the fact that you are doing something with people live and you are not alone, and so it's really really cool. And with Nico also, like I said, the first time we played together, it was totally unexpected. We didn't have prepared anything, and it was absolutely crazy. Like we were totally amazed together.
wow, that's super
Yeah,
beautiful. A big friendship was born, that day.
it was born before. I remember it was 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017 at Elements Mountain Festival.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
festival was also special, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
true. Yeah, true.
The
Me,
True.
first
It was
one,
kind
and
of peak time. It was kind of peak time of acid core music before
yeah,
COVID.
yeah, totally, totally. It was a shame, that things didn't work out for this festival. Really, it was
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was really. I think it was one of my favorite festivals, perhaps
Yeah,
after.
true, true.
Yeah,
It was
actually,
really
ever.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy.
Hmm.
And to play in front of the stage, like
Yeah,
in
that
free
was
party.
awesome. Yeah.
It
Wow,
was so,
that's crazy.
like, yeah, yeah. Actually, like 2 weeks ago in Bass in the Park, they accepted
Yeah,
to make us play in front of the
I
speakers.
saw, I saw, I
We
saw.
were we were so happy. Like, thank you.
Yeah,
It's way better.
totally. Okay, my friends. I think I will see. There is no more question. Are you planning to stream some Ableton sessions? Yeah. Yes. 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 We will have episodes with artists that will come, and we will be all the episode with Ableton. And maybe me alone
Yeah,
also. Maybe me alone. I will do something. So yeah, 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 for sure. Okay.
yeah. I was this
You also do some things, no? Joe.
about tutorials.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's crazy. It's a pity because basically I love to do that because it's really cool to share stuff. But I'm extremely bad to about how to record videos and sound, and I don't understand nothing about this. So step by step, I try to improve and to create to make it more easy when I want to create the tutorials. And the last one, it was more easy, so I would like to make it more regularly.
Hmm.
And because I think it's really cool to share stuff,
Yeah.
and it can be anything. I try most of time. I try to stay on Ableton native instrument or effect to allow people to use directly, even if they don't have VST,
Hmm.
or to share tips which are possible to use on every DAW and every plugins.
Uh-huh. Someone say it would be cool if you upload your tutorials on YouTube.
It's in the pipes, I
Yeah.
think, because with yeah, I think maybe I will do a YouTube channel with everything because I think it will be more simple.
Mhm. Yeah, people love your tutorials, eh? People say it here in the chat.
Thanks. No, but it's cool because I think a lot of tutorials when you check on internet are really focused on one precise thing, and when you end the video, you know how to do this thing, but if you are not able to interpret the process to for using it by your own on other topics, you get stuck in this result. Like, okay, I just know how to do what was in this video, and me, I think it's cool when I do a tutorial to do something, to propose something which is which people can use in every situation, with every tools. It's way more creative instead to just learn how to do one precise thing.
Mhm. Totally, that's totally right. Okay, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
Thanks.
really so much
Thank
for
you very
coming.
much.
I think that it's amazing that we can have you two here. And nothing, I am it's a big honor for me really that you came
Oh,
here.
thanks.
So thank you so
It's
much.
my it's my first time on Twitch, so I'm a bit emotional too, like I never been on it. So no, thanks a lot for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
And thanks also to everyone that is here. It's a big pleasure that we are doing this. I'm gonna put
And we
the.
can
Tell
we
me.
can we can say, Nico, if you allow me, I think it could be great to say maybe we are planning something together because our last collab is like 7 years old,
Too
I
long,
think.
too long.
And
But
Yeah.
what?
maybe it's not impossible that something will be in the pipes.
Yes.
So
That you
For
maybe
next
yes,
year.
that you are planning a collab? Oh la la.
so yes.
Not one, not one.
Not
Okay.
one.
Wow, that is great news then.
Yeah, 7 years after. What the
Real
fuck?
bombo glad. I will put it. I put the collab for closing. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, my friends, thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank you.
for everything.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
everybody.
We see us in 1 week or in 2 weeks. I don't know yet. Okay, I will let you know to everyone, people. Okay, big love
Thanks
to
a lot.
everyone. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.